Alright, Shalom Akim. Before I begin, I want to start out by giving infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakudash, that belongs to the apostles and elders. I agree Muslim, and to teach them well. Peace and blessings be unto you, fellow Akim, your brothers, that also push out this word in truth, faith, and in sincerity. And Lord willing, in this video, I just have a couple of notes here over the week for this topic, which concerning the our adversary. All right. So this specific nation that is completely adverse to Jacob, to Israel, all right, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, all right, Esau, Edom specifically, all right, and just over this week, there's just many perspectives that you get from Jacob the Job, and as well as a perspective from Jake even outside Babylon the Great, America. All right, from different places of the earth, you see how profound and how prevalent it really is concerning so-called racism as the world views it. But nevertheless, I'm gonna start off in Isaiah 26:10. It says, "Let favor be shewed to the wicked. Yet will he not learn righteousness, and the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord." All right, and currently this indeed and has been the era for Esau Edom to rule, as it was given unto him. All right, the blessing of the sword. All right, he can deal as much as the Lord allows, as much as Yahweh Bashem Yahushai allows. And here it is now, time and time again, we've seen the evidence. And how evident it truly is, how much this man truly hates our people. All right, so again, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right, as evident it can be, how much hatred he has shown towards our people, man. All right, slacking. And then, and the thing is, it was crazy because you have select churches, especially the Christian church, that go as far as to have this negative and just total wrong perspective that our people can really an oblivious perspective that they can really just have it to where we can have held hands together with every single nation on earth, with every single group even on earth, right, that is just totally adversarial against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. A group that can specifically hate us, who actually is designed for hate. And that's gonna be the title of this video, man. Designed for hate, and to be hated. They are meant to be hated, and they are designed for hate, man. And they have shown that throughout history, time and time again. All right, and I'm gonna reread this. It says Isaiah 26:10. "Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness." All right, meaning he can quote scriptures all the day long. You see, Edomite pastors exists out there, man, and within Christianity, right? They don't know scriptures. They'll believe themselves to be the children of the Most High, but what are they actually upholding the land? Are they actually dealing righteously without deceit? No, not at all. Are they truly down for equality? Have they even showed that they want to live in an equal manner in times past? No, hell no. And the thing is, in other countries, like I mentioned earlier, for Jake that has different family, for brothers that have different families in different parts of the world, I'm 100% sure they'll have their own tales to tell of how they themselves have been treated by Esau Edom. All right, and how not much has changed, man. And the reason why is because that was instilled within them since Genesis. All right. They are meant to be the wicked on this side. They are meant to be the ultimate adversary and the deceiver in the flesh. All right. This is Psalms 139:20. It says, "For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies." All right, and the reason why I want to bring this out is because that's also a highly regarded, controversial thing to do. How can you possibly have this much quote-unquote hate in your heart? But here it is, King David, right, a beloved individual from the Most High himself. All right, these are his thoughts. This is what's in his heart. right? Which is catered towards the Most High, right? These are actual righteous things that he's saying, but here it is. We're pretty much perceived as a hate group, right? Because we're quote unquote spreading hate, but here it is. We're literally just teaching everything that the prophets were foretold to speak of, right? Ezekiel the 35th chapter will tell us that we are to prophesy against Mount Seir, and we know that when you when you prophesy against a mountain, all right, in that specific chapter, of course, it's not talking about an actual natural mountain range, right? Because we understand that Israel is indicative of what? Mount Zion, right? A government of people. So in this case, we're talking about the government of Esau, Edom, and their mountain in this case would be Mount Seir, right? So we have to prophesy against them, and for what? For the hatred, the continuous bloodshed, right, against Jerusalem, which is a city. Before it's a people, right? Before it's a city, all right. So knowing these, right, we're perceived as what? As hatred. Of course, no one's going to hear or want to hear about the destruction of a nation of people. But the thing is, they themselves have tried to actually complete that specific objective, man. To complete the objective of what? Destroying Israel, that our name may be no more in our remembrance or in anyone else's remembrance, man. That's perfect hatred. You see? And we just read in Isaiah 26:10 that their soul, well, it's not upright. They're not gonna do right. They are designed to be hated, man. And what? Because they actually put out wickedness. All right, they put wickedness out as a righteous decree. You know. All right, and the thing is, time and time again, we'll also go into the fact that they themselves are not the only heathen. All right, that is to be hated. All right, this is Psalms 83:1. Salakia, this is Psalms 83:1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Lord, hold not thy peace, be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, for they that hate thee." Salakia, Hakim. It says, "Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Jabal or Gibal, and Ammon, and Amalek the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also has joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Salah." All right, pretty much that's the 8th verse is where I wanted to reach to. All right, but nevertheless, the verses up was the point, man. I read that all in continuous in a continuous segment, just because, not for the sake of time, but to really for Hakim to truly hear what the scriptures is saying, man. They indeed have taken crafty counsel, and they are still doing so to this day, for the purpose for them to congregate all of our enemies, to congregate for that one purpose, to take us all out. All right, whether it's done through the medical system, the media, all right, through music, through television, all right. They tried so in the past, and the thing is, Yahweh Shemi Shai has made sure. But that's why scriptures, Revelations 13:10 exists, man. All right, the righteous men of the Lord are indeed doing hate, and they have indeed, we are indeed waiting. All right, we are waiting patiently for that day to come. Why do you think the scriptures say? Read it, man. This is the patience, the faith of the saints. This is Revelations 13:10. "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword." Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, and just recently, I had to tell my woman, who's not totally native to the U.S., because she herself doesn't even know of the atrocities that this man has done. And it's crazy having to go back every now and then to tell them of these certain things that Esau has done, and it never ceases to pretty much piss anyone off, man. Hearing of these things, and it's more baffling to hear that Jake still wants to actually show favor to this man, when we just read in Isaiah 26 that if favor or mercy was to be showed to the wicked, he's still not gonna do what Jacob does. Jacob, Israel, are the only people on earth that can actually achieve and act on righteousness. All right, and actually refrain from what? Sinning. All right, can the same be said for Esau, Edom? No, they cannot. Habakkuk 2 and 4. All right, that their soul is not upright in them, man. You know, there's too much hatred. Really, there's so much hatred in their heart. All right, I was much to say that their hatred is still real. All right, and that's why, which we know the majority of people won't get it, and that's all right. A lot of Jakes see it, but they go through carnal ways. That's why you had certain parties from way back when, like the Black Panther Party, right? Even the Northern Kingdom had their own versions of it, where they tried to pretty much shed light and expose this devil time and time again. But it failed because it wasn't of the Most High, right? And it's so damn silly and so aggravating, really, when you have still you have Israel in these, especially in the Christian church, that know all these atrocities, that actually know what happened in the past and these different acts that Esau has done, and they'll still go on preaching so-called Jesus, man, when Esau, Edom himself, will believe in these same idols, man. All right, but indeed that is indeed just proof right there that this man is designed for us to hate him. All right, the border of wickedness, as the scriptures call him, man. This is Zephaniah 3 3 and 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right, see that? So yeah, indeed, we ourselves are not gonna do anything to try to hone in on the quote unquote action and all the righteous chaos that the Lord is gonna implement on Esau, Edom. We're not gonna take part in these physical chains that we are in right now. All right, we're not gonna do that. If we're gonna come across on a traffic stop, or have it to where or we have Esau trying to stop us trying to go to camp, or stopping us at camp, all right, giving us hell if it comes to it. We're not designed also to take up arms, right, to get carnal, all right, and pour upon them our anger. Instead, what we're gonna do exactly what the scripture says, to wait upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, the Lord described us as a worm. That's prey. All right, and we don't want to be taken as such in that day. We're waiting for the Lord to make us the predators, for us, all right, to act on as pretty much the apex, man, for that spiritual power. But nevertheless, this is the faith and the patience of the saints. So this is what we're truly gonna wait for, man. So I just want to end it off on that as a remembrance, man, that Esau, Edom was perfectly and expertly made to be hated, man, as the border of wickedness. All right, so as long as this video is edifying, I want to close out by giving infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, I agree Muslim, who teach and well, and peace and blessings be unto you, full of Akim, your brothers that also push out this word in truth, faith, and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.